Title: From Ashes to Alchemy. The Journey of the Phoenix, the Path of Mindfulness, and the Quest for the Philosopher's Stone. Chapter 1: The Phoenix Rises. In the ancient lands of Egypt and Greece, a mythic bird of gold and fire called the phoenix was said to live for 1,000 years. When its time came, it would perch upon a pyre, the flames devouring its body, yet from its ashes a new, flawless bird would emerge, renewed and reborn. The story is whispered through the ages as a reminder of renewal. The Greeks saw the phoenix as a symbol of the soul's ability to transcend mortality, while the Egyptians linked it to the cycles of the sun and the afterlife. The lesson for us today is simple: every setback carries an ember of potential. When we feel burned by a failure or loss, the phoenix warns us that ashes are only the beginning, not the end. To apply this, pause after the storm and look for a spark, an idea, a skill, a perspective that can take flight anew. In your own life, consider a recent setback. Write down the one thing you still appreciate about it. How can you let that spark guide your next steps? Like, share, and subscribe for more stories of transformation. Reflective question: what ash do you see in your current challenges, and what might it be ready to turn into a new spark? Chapter 2: The Burning House of Mindfulness. In a sleepy village in India, a prince once sat in a room where fire raged to the ceiling. His advisors, fearful of his safety, had arranged thick blankets and a large bucket of water. The prince, however, refused to leave the warm glow of the flames. In that moment, the Buddha appeared and asked him a simple question: "Do you wish to be unharmed?" The prince, shocked by the question, realized that his fear stemmed from attachments, in this case, the fear of fire. He chose to step out, realizing that true safety lies not in avoiding discomfort, but in understanding the nature of it. Modern business and personal life are often like that burning house. We cling to comfort, to familiar routines, to reputations that are fragile. By letting go of our attachments to status, to roles, to the idea of failure, we enter a space of possibility. Apply this lesson by choosing one thing you are fiercely attached to, maybe a job title or an outcome, and setting it free. Write a short note to yourself affirming that your worth exists beyond that attachment. After a week, note how your mindset shifts. Like, share, and subscribe to learn more about living in the present. Reflective question: what attachment in your life feels like a fire you're unwilling to walk through, and how could stepping into that fire bring you closer to your truth? Chapter 3: The Alchemist's Vision. Across the Mediterranean, alchemists blended Greek philosophy with Egyptian motifs, pursuing the legendary Philosopher's Stone. They believed that turning base metals into gold could unlock not only wealth but also the key to eternal life. The alchemist's journey was never about the stone itself. It was a transformation of the practitioner. They practiced patience, observation, and disciplined work, learning to see the hidden potential in ordinary materials. In today's world, the alchemist's pursuit parallels personal and professional growth. Every skill you learn, every challenge you overcome, is a piece of base metal you work upon to become a brighter, more valuable you. To put this into action, choose a skill you've been hesitant to develop, perhaps public speaking, coding, or a language. Commit to a daily 15-minute practice. Notice over 4 weeks how your confidence rises, how your mettle changes. Like, share, and subscribe to join us on this transformative path. Reflective question: which base metal of yours, a habit or weakness, could you begin transmuting into something radiant, and what small step will you take today? Chapter 4: The Light of Insight. In a time when wisdom was guarded, a Greek philosopher, Aristotle, once described the soul as a kind of living furnace, heating and cooling in pursuit of understanding. He taught that knowledge could be cultivated like fire, fueled by curiosity, maintained by discipline, expanded by experience. Just as the Egyptian priests tended the sacred ovens, modern learners must nurture their inner pursuit of truth. This chapter reminds us that true enlightenment emerges from disciplined curiosity. To practice, set aside 20 minutes each morning to read about a topic you know nothing of. Let the curiosity flame grow until it gives birth to new knowledge and eventually new ideas that you can bring into your life or work. Like, share, and subscribe for more insights on how curiosity lights the path of transformation. Reflective question: what topic will you allow to ignite your mind today, and how might that spark influence your personal or professional journey? Chapter 5: The Sacred Cycle. The stories of the phoenix, the burning house, and the alchemist intertwine into one sacred cycle. Fire as the catalyst, mindfulness as the lens, and alchemy as the practice. When we let go of what smolders within us and step calmly into transformation, we become the alchemist of our own fate, creating gold where once lay only ash. Each day presents us with the choice to be reborn, to practice presence, and to transmute our experiences into growth. Apply the synthesis by setting a daily intention. I will honor my challenges as fire, stay present to what arises, and strive to transform the outcome. This intention guides you from the moment you wake to the moment you retire, turning each challenge into a golden lesson. Like, share, and subscribe to walk through your own cycles of rebirth. Reflective question. When facing today's challenge, how will you see it as a fire that could rebirth you, and how will you use mindfulness and intentional practice to turn it into something valuable? Dedicated philosophy spotlight, Buddhism. Buddhism, a philosophy born on the banks of the Ganges, teaches the art of living fully within the present while understanding the nature of suffering. Its core ideas, mindfulness, impermanence, and imperfection, are powerful tools for navigating modern life. One of Buddhism's greatest teachers, Gautama Buddha, once said, "All that we are is the result of what we have thought." In a cityscape bustling with noise and distraction, this insight reminds us that our thoughts shape our reality. Key lessons for today. 1. Mindfulness as a skill. By bringing attention to the breath, bodily sensations, or the flow of thoughts, we learn to observe rather than be swallowed by them. In business, this means making decisions from clarity rather than impulse, reducing errors and increasing empathy. 2. Acceptance of impermanence. Everything ebbs and flows. By recognizing that no success or failure is permanent, we free ourselves from the tyranny of outcomes. This resilience feeds creativity and sustained effort in long-term goals. 3. Compassionate detachment. Detachment does not mean indifference. It means engaging with others and situations with a heart open to flow, yet not letting attachments cloud judgment. In leadership, this supports honest communication and adaptive strategies. These 3 lessons weave seamlessly into the script's overall theme. Just as the phoenix renews itself, the Buddha teaches us to renew our mental habits, and the alchemist teaches us to transform potential into reality. Together, they form a triad of transformation: rebirth, mindful presence, and purposeful creation. Connecting to the phoenix, burning house, and alchemy. The phoenix's rebirth mirrors the Buddhist notion of constant change. Nothing stays the same unless you choose to transform it. The burning house illustrates the need to confront fears with mindful awareness, a central Buddhist practice. The alchemist's journey reflects the practice of turning base material into gold, akin to turning ordinary thoughts into insightful awareness. Embrace Buddhism not as a distant tradition, but as a living toolbox. Each meditation, each moment of letting go, is a step toward becoming the philosopher's stone of your own life. Like, share, and subscribe to deepen your practice. Reflective question. How can you integrate the Buddha's practice of mindful observation into a challenge you face this week, turning it into a seed of growth? Conclusion. Whether you find yourself in the shadow of a pyre, a room ablaze, or an ancient laboratory, the guiding light remains the same. Turn your inner fire into a beacon of renewal, stand firm in the present moment, and diligently transmute every experience into value. Like, share, and subscribe, and let every episode lift you in your voyage from ashes to alchemy.